Minutes. Now, even though the Patriots are not in the lineup tonight, there are still plenty of football fans tuning in to watch the Super Bowl, and some even gathering at a local sports bar to watch. What a party down there. Well, if you are attending a Super Bowl party, it is important to keep some food safety tips in mind, according to... Well, what a special night at Seaport Omni to raise money for Boston's underserved youth. Sunday is the biggest night in sports. Next Sunday night, maybe one of the biggest nights in pop culture. That's when Saturday Night Live celebrates 50 years with a 3-hour anniversary special. But, of course, before there was 50, there was 40. NBC's Mark Barger looks back at SNL's big celebration back in 2015. To SNL's very first episode, when it was simply called back in the day Saturday Night. It's going to air next Saturday. Still ahead here. A new twist on one of the world's most... Some of your favorite spots.
North End, Fenway, they highlighted some of them.
Gotta get like a little cannoli in there too. Wouldn't that be cute?
Yes, and then some outdoor, maybe the Commons, the Esplanade.
With the snow?
Yeah,
with the snow.
I could keep going. Yeah.
There's so many to choose
of course.
All right, well, that's going to do it tonight for the news at 6. I'm Priscilla. It is the largest layoff in history for a hospital group.
Why Mass General Brigham says they have to cut costs by more than $200 million. Search for 2 people blamed for an assault on Beacon Hill is what we start with. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colton Bradford.
And I'm Priscilla Casper. Tonight, the woman who survived that attack is talking with our Kirsten Glavin. She's joining us live in Boston with our NBC 10's Mary Marcos joining us live with the details. Mary, how is this going to impact patients? Well, the case of a former Stoughton police officer accused of killing Sandra Birchmore is one step closer to... Well, Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell is suing the Trump administration for defunding medical and public health research. And this is a move led by 22 attorney generals across the country who are challenging the abrupt funding cuts made to the National Institutes of Health. Harvard and MIT. Well, paying for heat can be hard this time of year in this frozen depth of winter. Black Heritage Month all through February, and each Monday we're taking a look at women of color who have helped shape our communities.
Tonight is a special one. It is the story of an immigrant whose fight for fairness in Boston has been etched in stone. NBC 10's Malcolm Johnson shares her story.
It is cold in next week.
Yeah, and we have snow, even ice in the forecast, so very, very, very cold for us. Let's talk about that forecast right now. It's a calm night right now.
Thank you. Well, sports is coming up next, and we are talking all things Super Bowl.
The Chiefs absolutely denied their dreams of a three-peat. I hear you laughing, Dominus. After a brutal
Super Bowl, ending their hopes of a three-peat. Leading up to the game, there were a lot of comparisons between the Chiefs and the Patriots dynasty. And to actually borrow a phrase of halftime performer Kendrick Lamar, does this prove that the Chiefs are not like us?
I think it does in some ways, right, Priscilla? I mean, they have so far to go. They've won 3 with Patrick Mahomes there, and they have had an incredible run over the course of the last to get to what Brady and the Patriots were able to accomplish.
I say humbling this team just a little bit.
No question.
Well, speaking of Tom Brady here, it was fun to see him in the booth as an analyst for Fox. Obviously, he's no stranger to Super Bowls, but how did we think he did with the mic in his hand?
Not teaching us anything during the game. I found myself wanting to know, why is Patrick Mahomes running around like a crazy person? Why are the Eagles able to get pressure whenever they want? What are they?
Again, is here with a look at what's coming up on the news at 7. Well, there is another legal...
An hour, but first we have...
I'm Priscilla Casper.
And I'm Colton Bradford. Now, this news comes after the state's highest court struck down an attempt by...
Carlisle family is grieving the loss of their dog after they say it was killed by another dog.
Trump administration policies were in focus for some folks in Lynn earlier tonight.
Yeah, they actually shut down the roads as they marched on City Hall. Well, have you seen people maybe, sniffling, sneezing, and coughing? There's something going around. We are in the thick of flu season, and Massachusetts is reporting very high numbers of diagnoses.
Very high indeed. It's actually part of a historic sick season. The CDC says it's tracking the highest number of people going to the doctor for flu-like symptoms in 15 years, and that number is concerning to local health officials. NBC 10's Malcolm Johnson
giving you a behind-the-scenes look at security at Logan Airport.
And it comes with a fresh idea on how to speed up those TSA lines.
Our way. Good Wednesday evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Priscilla Casper.
And I'm Colton Bradford. Our meteorologists, they have issued a first alert ahead of this storm. We actually saw a few flakes flying earlier.
On one of the more controversial pieces of evidence, the video shows reads a Somerville neighborhood is on edge tonight and afraid to park their cars.
Yeah, this is because of nearly half a dozen reports of vandalism that police, they're now investigating. And actually, as the NTSB continues its investigation, safety remains top of mind at Logan Airport here in Boston.
It sure does. Our NBC 10's Jeff Saperstone got exclusive access inside the airport's daily safety meeting and sits down with the new head of Massport. It's all new at 6.
He loves all
to
the
explain
props.
science.
Tornado in a box. We love that one.
One of my favorite nights here was one night when we were waiting for the 11 p.m. show, and I looked over, and you and Tevin both were tinkering with all of your science projects around here.
He's got some good stuff too. Yeah, it's really a show.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a show of our own. We're talking
Celtics game tonight is less documentary and a little more sci-fi, if you will.
Maybe the title could be like Attack of the Joined by Phil Perry of NBC Sports Boston. Phil, the Celtics, they're back at the TD Garden. They're facing off against the Spurs tonight. We should note here, our producer from San Antonio wanted me to ask you this question. How can the C's possibly stop Wemby now that he's paired with De'Aaron?
That sounds like a question coming from somebody in San Antonio. Listen, I love what they have there in terms of a core of young talent now that it is Victor Wembanyama.
Switch gears now to baseball. The Red Sox are looking at Cardinals third baseman Nolan Arenado. We know Boston has also been in the running for grabbing Astros free agent Alex Bregman. Which would be a better option for this team?
Yeah, I like the option of Bregman. I just like the ability to bring somebody in that Alex Cora is very familiar. That to me means a lot of value. And so I would be going after Bregman. All it costs is money, Priscilla. They've got more than enough to spend.
Are they willing to, though?
They should be. I don't think they will be, but they should be.
Okay, well, let's talk a little Patriots really quick. Bleacher Report projects Philadelphia Eagles defensive end Josh Sweat will get a 4-year